Hi, and welcome to Pillow Talk with Angela. Well, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different and familiar at the same time. Remember that show I used to host on BET, Screen Scene, where everything on the screen, be it behind the scenes, be it acting, be it film, be it television, we were on it. Well, we're bringing that back. And we're starting with a very popular TV show. It's relatively new and it's already hitting it out of the park. It's called The Rev. And who do we have with us tonight? The Rev. Of course, we're starting at the top. Welcome, Richard Hartley. How are you?
Fine, Miss Angela. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on all your success. That is one of my new faves.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. I want to hear all about that, how it came to be. And, this is Pillow Talk with Angela. So, I want to pillow talk with you just a little bit.
Let's do it. Get the pillow.
All right, let's get a pillow. I should have brought a pillow. He's got a pillow. Oh, I should grab one. I love it. So, as a pastor, I suspect that one of your duties is to counsel couples.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, if you can think about what are some of the common issues, that people come to you for? What is the main problem, if there is one?
I would say, the common issue is communication, and unrealistic expectations. He doesn't understand what I mean. And I thought by now this would happen. She doesn't respect me. And I'm doing this. It's about communication and unrealistic expectations. I think people don't realize relationships go through phases. They go through phases, So you get together and it's hot and it's heavy. You have to talk to each other 5 times a day. You hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up.
Oh, yes.
You hang up. All that stuff. And you got to,
In the middle of the night, falling on the phone.
All day long. It goes through the 4th of July, the fireworks. I'm me Tarzan.
Yes.
You Jenny, and all of that stuff. And then they expect the honeymoon phase to last forever. And the honey starts dripping off the moon. What are we to do?
Ooh, that's a good one right there. Yeah. I will be using that. When the honey starts dripping off the moon. Yeah, then what do you do?
And that's when you have to understand that the relationship, like everything else in life, evolves and it changes. The love is still there, but the manifestation of that and how it's experienced changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so true. And then if you give them advice, how to stay together. I mean, when I hear of couples divorcing after 20 years, it blows my mind. I'm like, you are getting up there, and these are the times people want to be in a relationship. Something really must have happened for you to break up after all this time, something is really not working. If there is something that you tell these couples, to the magic or the formula, what do you tell them to keep it together?
You have to learn the language. Men and women are as different psychologically as they are physically. And you have to learn the other person's language, not just the gender gap, but the individual language. I speak a different language than John and Derek. And you might have had a relationship with John and Derek, but this is Richard. And Richard has his own specific, individual, customized love language. The things that work for me, and you have to learn her love language. She's different than Jane. She's different than Laquita.
You're right.
Laquita has another language.
That's right. Laquita has a whole nother language. I'm not Laquita.
And so you have to learn that and don't have unrealistic expectations. Yeah.
That's so good. We talk about learning, each other's love languages in relationships, and you're so spot on. I mean, as a woman, my love language is not a man's love language. You guys, all day long, you communicate in a certain way. And we're like, why do you have to say it like that? And he's like, why is she so sensitive to that? I'm trying to show her I love her, but that's not my love language. Anyway, you're so right. It's crucial. It's crucial. You learn that. Now, I keep wanting to refer to you, and I don't know, should I call you pastor? Should I call you Rev? Or I or don't doing all this pillow talking.
I tell people when you come into my presence, just call me your Royal Highness. It covers everything.
You sound like the Rev on your TV show.
You call me Richard is fine. Absolutely.
Thank you. You know, I love your show. It's
Thank you.
before I started watching it, I thought this was like a scripted drama show, but oh no, this is your life.
This is real. These characters are real. They're like that now. I don't know what time of day it is. I haven't seen my son. He's not up yet. My wife is probably out shoveling the snow, and my daughter won't emerge from her bedroom until about 4.
Okay, this is real life.
This is the whole time.
The Rev on USA.
USA Network.
USA Network, congratulations. It's so good.
Oh,
It's really a good show. I mean, it's compelling. I don't want to miss it. It's on my list. It's on my favorites now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really, I mean, that's just true. But how did this whole thing come about? Here you are, you know, you're in Queens in your church, and you've, you know, been doing your thing. How did this happen?
Well, you know, quick story. I grew up in the church. I was a church baby in Pampers on the pew with the tambourine. And around 6, 7 years old, I developed a gift of teaching music and teaching parts. I'm teaching the adult choirs. I'm 7.
How old?
7, 6. I have a little picture. I have to find it. And I'm teaching all the adults. And my mother quit the choir because I told her she was off key. I think, Ma, that's not the right note. She was like, oh, this little boy would not be talking to me like that.
Not today.
True story. Oh, no, you won't be. I said, Ma, that's not the right note. I'm 7. First grade.
Oh, gosh.
But my brother's 8. He's playing the piano for the whole church.
Okay, so it's in your DNA.
So I did that for 20 years, and that led me to a part in Mama, I Want to Sing, off-Broadway musical. And I was in that. I did that show. The church had issues with it, didn't fit their ideology. So this church kicked us out after 25 years, kicked us out for being on Broadway. The church is 25 years old. I'm 25 years old, so I was there for the first week.
Wow.
Big life change. Well, the show was so successful, took us to Europe, Africa, all over America, Japan. 30 years ago, I landed in Japan. I've been in Japan 150 times.
I love it so much.
Directing choirs, Angela, directing choirs.
Oh, beautiful.
I came to the attention of Kelly Price, who used to be one of my choir members.
Mm.
So she hooked us up with Mariah. So we're working with Mariah's choirs, Diana Ross, Celine Dion, Aretha Franklin. And then I come back to this church of non-singers, and I'm trying to train this church choir. There's not a Shaka Khan in this choir. It's Shaka Khan, and Whitney Home, and Celine be gone. So, like, my friend said, "You are crazy. You are over the top." I said, "Where am I?"
And hilarious.
My friend, Angela, my friend says, "You are crazy. You are over the top. This has got to be filmed. I'm going to come film you." He brings a little Kodak camera. He films me in rehearsal, you know, and I'm just throwing books and I'm excommunicating people because they're wearing Uggs. You can't wear Uggs in my choir rehearsal. And I'm doing all of this. Really, this is true story. And the tape gets to a friend, sends it out to Hollywood, some production companies, 4 networks bid on it, and now I'm on Pillow Talk with Angela. Go figure.
Wow. Oh,
That's
come full circle. You made it now. You
no,
made it.
no audition, no purple couches, no sizzle tapes.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do any professional pillow talk. None of that.
Yeah.
You know, it was organic. It came from him.
It all came from him. And look how beautiful the story is. I mean, it can't get any more beautiful than that. It's like, okay, you outgrew, you know, in your 25 years of being there, that was all that you needed in order for, you know, you to develop, and your personality, you know, that he gave you that from the very beginning.
Right. And the lesson I've learned is to tell people, be your authentic, organic self. Don't change. Don't make me over. I tell the church, be who you are. Your success is rooted in you being who you really, really are, not being in who people want you to be. And in relationships, you need to accept who the person is.
Oh, that's another big thing.
Not your vision of who the person is, but who the person actually is.
Oh,
I
we could
I
have a whole
accept.
show on that.
Yeah, my wife can't cook, Angela.
Okay.
I accept it.
You're like,
It's been 30 years. So when she makes food, that's not for you to eat. That's just a plate of love. So just embrace it. Because the pork chops are looking at me going,
don't eat me. But you gotta accept it.
and the chicken is saying, I tried. But
Oh my God, I love this.
you have to accept where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Why is she
That's
still
love.
trying to do that? And that's the message. Accept
That's
who the
the message. You know, you look at a lot of these reality shows, and to be honest, I have a couple of them on my list that I watch, but sometimes it's pretty obvious that they're trying to ramp it up. They're, trying to be overly dramatic to stay on the show and to
right.
have a storyline where, your whole, coming to the platform that you're on now is because of what you do naturally. Just as you just described, just be yourself. And
Right.
that's enough. And you can keep that up.
Yeah, because you're not trying. One of the people in Hollywood said, we know actors. We're in Hollywood. You're not acting.
Yeah.
This is who they are. My daughter has 3 college degrees, a bachelor's, 2 masters, 2. She
Wow.
just got a PhD at Columbia, but she doesn't have a job.
That's why
So
she's
she collects degrees and she just puts them up there and looks at them.
give her time. It's gonna happen.
How much time? It's been a half a century almost. How much time?
We'll be watching to find out how this plays out on your TV show. Tell everyone why they need to watch it and where they can watch it and how to connect with you on social media.
Okay. Well, the Rev airs every Thursday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the USA Network. And you're going to laugh. You're going to see a relatable African-American family that has the same interactions, the same dynamics of many other families. You're going to see a father trying to deal with his children and my wife, who's the hotel manager because she cooks and cleans and makes up their beds. And you're going to see me trying to navigate them to adulthood. I'm trying to get them to launch. You see a rock and roll pastor dealing with his unique church of circus characters, because anybody can come to my church. You wear what you want to wear. They have pink hair, green hair. You never know what you're going to get. There's no dress code. And you see that acceptance. And so it's like watching the Jeffersons at 227 saying amen, having a good time, and meeting and bringing some of the Huxtables. Can't bring Bill, but bringing some of the.
You're so funny.
Sorry.
Yeah, bring Bill.
Claire can come. Claire and Theo, they can come.
Yes.
So it's like a throwback to those African-American sitcoms, and it's not scripted. It's situational. The network would say, Richard, what's the situation? My wife can't cook. You're going to see that on tonight.
Oh, I can't wait.
It takes an hour to make minute rice. She cannot. So you're going to see that tonight. And what's happening with your children? They won't get out the house. They don't pay any bills. I say in the TV show, they're millennials. I'm bicentennial because I buy everything.
Keeping it real.
It is what it is. Get on the dating scene. You know any young eligible bachelors? I'm trying to get her hooked up.
Oh, yeah, we do. I hook people up. We're going to stay in touch.
Okay, well, they can hashtag me, the Rev USA, or hashtag Richard Hartley, and give me your credit score and your criminal record, and I'll hook you up with my daughter.
But you got to make sure you submit all that information first.
And documentation.
Richard, thank you so much.
Thank you,
am
Angela.
so honored that you're on the show. Such a pleasure to meet you. Continued success. Keep being your authentic self because we love it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
We'll be watching.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I love this so much. That is Richard Hartley, Pastor the Rev. Make sure you check him out. USA Network, his show it's here to stay. It's new, and I have a feeling it's going to be picked up for season after season after season. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Pillow Talk with Angela. You can watch all of our shows over and over and over on the YouTube channel. Just subscribe at Angela Stribling on all my social platforms. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.